Today we'll discuss a challenging story, intertwining family relationships, trust, and responsibility. Our heroine faced a difficult dilemma. How should one act when caught in the midst of a close person's relationship issues? Should we intervene, or is it better to stand aside? We'll explore this experience and extract valuable life lessons from it, which might help you in similar situations too. This is the Real Talk Tales channel, where I share stories of real people. I need your advice. I'm a 29-year-old woman. I have a younger brother. We'll call him Paul. He is 27. Paul has been dating a girl named Alison for 4 years now, and they have been living together for the past 2 years. Paul often goes to parties and clubbing with his friends, but since his group of friends is guys only, Alison typically doesn't join them. At first, I thought it was their private business. However, whenever we gather with friends without Alison, she now calls or texts me to ask about Paul, where he is, or what he's doing. Alison often texts me asking if Paul will soon head home and when she should expect him. Recently, Paul was a best man at the wedding of our mutual university friends. He requested that Alison not be invited, since the wedding couple were largely my friends, and they had difficulty finding a best man. Traditionally, single people are chosen for the wedding party's roles. Besides, the bride had already promised her girlfriends these roles. They didn't invite Alison on her own separately because she was not very familiar with the other friends and might have felt uncomfortable if Paul were occupied at the wedding. Around 2 a.m., when the younger guests were preparing to move their celebrations to a nightclub, Alison once again texted me, asking where Paul was. I lied, replying that Paul was busy helping gather gifts and flowers. It really upset me that I had to lie, but at that moment, I saw no other option. I don't want to interfere in Paul and Alison's relationship or give them unsolicited advice, but I'm worried I could end up caught in the middle. What should I do? How can I stay out of it? Please share your thoughts. Viewer comments. First set. I think you should discuss this situation with your brother. Tell him honestly how this makes you feel. The key is to remain truthful without getting too involved. These are their relationship issues, and they have to resolve them on their own. You might gently tell Alison that texting you makes you uncomfortable too, and she should express her concerns to your brother directly. Try to stay neutral, but let your brother know about Alison texting you. They need to discuss trust and communication clearly and honestly. Additional information. Although Paul claims that everything is fine between them, I do sense tension in their relationship. Each time Alison tries to discuss their future or makes plans, I notice Paul avoiding these conversations. I see Alison putting her entire heart into this relationship, while Paul continues to party with his friends, acting as if nothing serious holds him back from living freely. Additionally, I've recently noticed Paul frequently spends his free time in clubs and hangs out casually with unfamiliar girls, behaving as if he's free of responsibilities. Perhaps Paul simply isn't ready for deeper commitment, but then, I wonder, why take such big steps like living together? This adds chaos and misunderstandings. Sometimes it feels like Paul simply doesn't acknowledge Alison's emotional needs. I'm unsure how long this situation will last, or if ultimately it will lead to a breakup. But the fact they live more like roommates than partners is a clear indicator something is off. Paul's behavior towards other girls deepens my doubts about his commitment and sincerity in their relationship. Comments, second set. It's tough to witness this situation from the outside, but clearly he's not fully invested. He should realize healthy relationships require respect and consideration for his partner's needs as well, not only his. Maybe he is just afraid of commitment? It would be helpful to understand his perspective. Sometimes guys find it tough to share their fears openly. Update. I'd like to give an update. It's been slightly more than a year since this story occurred, and many things have changed. I've read all your advice and had a talk with Paul, but the conversation practically didn't change anything, so eventually I chose to step aside and not interfere in their relationship at all. Here's some additional information. Alison was 3 years older than Paul, and she was actively making plans for their future together. At one point, Paul even decided to invest money he made from cryptocurrency into buying an apartment. They moved in together, but 2 months later, Alison traveled to Canada to visit her mother. Eventually, their relationship ended in a phone call, when they both understood that continuing their relationship simply made no sense. All this time, I tried my best to remain neutral, as Alison was a wonderful person and Paul is my brother. It felt strange to let go of someone I'd already considered part of my family, but in the end, I think it was better for both Paul and Alison. I don't understand why they kept torturing each other emotionally. Evidently, Paul and Alison had very different visions of life and expectations for the future. Being Paul's sister, it was obviously challenging for you to remain totally uninvolved, but it's good you managed to maintain neutrality and not actively insert yourself into their relationship, despite feeling conflicted. You did the right thing, since ending their relationship allowed both Alison and Paul to move forward. I believe each of them will find healthier, more harmonious relationships in the future. Thank you for watching this incredible story with us. If you found it interesting or valuable, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the upcoming stories.